Hi, thanks for joining us on Real Estate Insiders. I'm Danny Poulos from the elite lending team at Femby. Joining us now is Larry Merwin, and he's a seniors real estate specialist for Kai's in Jupiter, Florida. We're going to find out what a seniors real estate specialist is from Larry today. So Larry, take a minute. Tell people how long you've been doing what you've been doing.
Thanks, Danny. I appreciate you having me on today. I am a realtor. I've been a realtor for about a year, but I have been in the business of working with seniors and their lending issues related to real estate for over 10 years, and then before that, other career as a lawyer and a bank regulator.
Okay, so 10 years experience actually working with the concerns of seniors in the real estate market, because you were from the lending side before. So.
That's right. I was actually the manager for the Wells Fargo reverse mortgage program in Southeast Florida.
All right, so you're really familiar with what their situations are as they enter the real estate market or wherever they're at in the real estate market at that point in their life.
Exactly.
So tell us what a seniors real estate specialist is.
Well, a seniors real estate specialist is someone who focuses on boomers and seniors, people who are 62, 60 years old and older, and with specific focus on the issues that they will face during the period of time that they're in their retirement or approaching retirement.
Right, and I've got to figure now that that's a large demographic, that over 62, right?
The one I love is that on January 1, 2011, 10,000 people turned 65. Every day thereafter, for the next 30 years, more than 10,000 people a day will turn 65.
Oh my gosh.
So the demographics are there, the business is there, and the people are there who are going to need the assistance.
I'm feeling so insignificant in that large group I'm about to enter.
Well, the boomers, it's the boomers. And that's,
absolutely. So that's a special designation, though, seniors real estate specialist. So tell me what's involved with the training and experience to go into that.
Well, there are actually at least three things that every seniors real estate expert specialist is required to do. First, they must have taken the basic real estate courses and licensing, which requires them to become licensed. The second is that they must be members of the NAR, the National Association of Realtors, and that goes for additional training, additional ethical issues that they have to subscribe to and be a part of.
Right.
And then the third piece is special training through the Council of Senior Real Estate Specialists. And that is a division of NAR, and they go through a period of coursework, of background investigation, and then they also go through your background to determine whether or not you've got the capacity, the information, and the background that would be consistent with working with seniors and their families.
Okay, so it's really like another level. We know how much training a regular realtor has to go through and what kind of certification they have to have. So this is a specific level that trains you just to deal with seniors in the market.
And that's exactly right. And just to give a little more flavor, most of the people who have this designation have backgrounds in either the law or in finance.
Right. Well, that's good to know also. It also makes you more exclusive.
It is.
So that's obviously the training that you have above and beyond the regular agent. So what type of special housing are you going to be concentrating on as it relates to that seniors market?
It's housing of really all types. It's all single family, all condos, and all community living, if you will, as well as continuous care living. So not only do we deal with the basic community, the over 55 communities, which might be obvious, but also those special care facilities and communities that are available to help people, maybe part of the couple, all of the couple, in the different levels of care that they may need over time. What happens is that our period of retirement may be as long as the period before that.
Sure.
So we're going to have different needs as we
only hope.
as we get different points along the way there.
So it would appear then that it's more of a lifestyle choice when your real estate choice is at that point, rather than a first-time home buyer that just wants to make sure he has a pool or a view or or the number of bedrooms, depending on how large they expect their family to grow. There's going to be different concerns, I would expect, for a senior.
That's exactly right, because there are different architectural issues that you may be concerned about at different points along the way.
Like?
For instance, you may want to have wider doors if you're going to be needing a wheelchair.
Sure.
Things along that line. There are special, relatively inexpensive things that you can do to make a house friendly to someone who's aging, who wants to stay in their house. Okay, there are communication devices now that are part of the package for a senior, beyond the basic internet, things that have you interact either with a specific caregiver or different types of that. So the seniors specialist is able to bring together those things which are available and are necessary and reasonable for someone in that situation, in that specific housing situation.
Right. My dad just got one of those chairs that rides him up the stairs. I was wondering if there's some kind of appraisal adjustment for,
there is.
for a chair that rides from downstairs.
Well, there is not now, but there will be soon, I'm sure.
So you mentioned you really come from a lending background with seniors. So there's a very popular product. We've all seen the retired actors and politicians on their commercials talking about reverse mortgages and call for your free CD. That probably plays a big part in all your business.
It does. As a matter of fact, I, for 10 years, as I said, ran the reverse mortgage program with Wells Fargo in this part of the country. And I believe that program is especially well designed for the seniors and their families who want to stay in the house. There's a lot that about the product that makes it senior friendly, that makes sense in a lot of cases. Not every case, but in a lot of cases it makes a lot of sense for someone to use it, to stay in their home, to use it to either pay off an existing mortgage or do other types of things which allow them to free up cash flow from a financial perspective, or allow them as a lifestyle issue to free up cash flow so that they can live a life that they were comfortable with before they retired.
Right, so I would expect as a realtor, you probably run into people who are thinking they have to sell their house to maybe move into assisted living or something else, but you're really going to talk about options that may have not have been open to them before.
That's exactly right. I mean, I know the program inside and out. People have existing reverse mortgages and they think either they're stuck there or they're not.
Right.
People are looking to do something. They may be looking to move to a senior-friendly community when all they needed was a bit of an upgrade to their home, but they don't have the cash to do that. Or they want to move, for instance, to a home closer to their kids, but they don't want to move in with the kids.
Right.
One of the things that they can do, and this is a great program now that's getting more emphasis, is the reverse for purchase.
Sure.
So that's an opportunity for someone to buy a home using a reverse mortgage, not having to go with a monthly payment, and essentially getting all the benefits that you would with leveraging your own property or leveraging either where you were or in the new property.
Right. I can tell you that that's something we hear more and more often now is a real estate agent saying, I've got a client, they're retired, they don't think they're going to qualify for a mortgage, so they're going to pay cash.
Right.
And they're a little leery about that, about tapping into all that money and putting it into a home, and that's where they may be looking at other options, talking about moving in with family or going into assisted living, because what they don't know is that they can purchase that house using the reverse mortgage, right? What would be the advantages of that? I'll let you explain.
Well, the advantage really is the qualification for the mortgage is much different than a standard mortgage. The critical piece that you're looking for is the value of the house. You're looking for the age of the borrower, that they qualify 62 or older, and then that they have enough equity to put into the house, 50%, maybe 40%, so that they're in a position to buy the house, put a significant amount of equity in, but then relieve themselves of the necessity of a monthly payment.
Right, so let's repeat that again. I don't want to deal with a mortgage payment, so the answer is
the reverse mortgage.
Right, there is no mortgage payment, right?
That's exactly right.
So you've got maybe around 50% that you're going to put down as a deposit, but then you're not going to make any mortgage payments.
That's exactly right. And you have the balance of that cash that you would have gone into that house, or you can buy a larger house for the same down payment.
So when is that going to get paid off? Obviously, we know it's not free money.
One of two times: when they pass on, when they die, it gets paid off, or when they move out and no longer use that house for their primary residence.
Right.
So when they do go to an assisted living facility or go live with the kids, at that point the house can be retained by the family just by paying off the mortgage, just like any other mortgage, or you can pay the mortgage off or sell the house, pay the mortgage, and then take the balance of the equity, just like you would any other mortgage, and use that for your next part of your adventure.
Right, so what people need to really understand is that, and maybe one of the misconceptions about it is, you always own your home. It's not like you're telling the lender, here's my house,
That's right.
Give me some money to live on. That's not the case at all.
Not at all. You own your house all the way through.
That's beautiful, and you're not worried about, well, you have some payments. You've got to, of course, pay your taxes and your insurance, correct?
Just as you would if you own the house free and clear.
Right, and I guess the last concern would be someone who's maybe just on their retirement income. They don't know whether they're going to qualify, but you've explained to me before, as long as you can afford to pay your monthly expenses and the taxes and insurance, you're pretty much all set. You're not going to have to qualify for a mortgage payment.
That's exactly right.
That's beautiful. And I can't think of anything more important for someone who's a senior real estate specialist to also have the background in how to borrow.
Right.
You know, the seniors, it's one thing to know about real estate, but also to know how to properly get them in the house.
It's as much of a financial decision as it is a bricks and mortar.
Absolutely. I think people are going to have a lot of questions for you. So let them know how they can most easily reach you, Larry.
Sure, I appreciate it. Just call me anytime, 561-254-5075, or my email is ljmerwin@gmail.com.
Great, Larry. Thanks so much for coming in today.
All right, thanks,
Great
Danny.
information.